Hello and welcome to the Long Island Weather Report. It's December 3rd, December 2nd, no, December 3rd, 2024, not December 2nd, December 3rd. But guess what? We still don't have the official climate report out yet from Upton. That's right. We still don't have it out yet. So I'll check again in the course of this weather video. Maybe they updated it. You can see some clouds over the east end. There were some flurries and snow showers today. If we look at the current radar, it looks like it's kind of died off now, but we had some flurry and snow shower activity earlier on. If we go to Ventus Sky and just use the radar rewind picture, it'll show you what was going on around 5 o'clock. You can see some of these were snow showers. So they actually put down a coating in some parts of Long Island, and some parts of Long Island got a coating. It was very scattered, just very light, but it was enough to put down a coating, and it seemed like it turned colder after those snow showers. Performance issues dismissed. Yeah, we have that going on. So let's look at the sky today, because the sky was something. We had a lot of clouds around, but then towards sunset, around Argyle, this is Argyle Lake, the sky, like, really, there was much more clarity in the sky today, I noticed, compared to yesterday. It seemed like there was less of that haze trapped underneath an inversion deal, so it was really beautiful, actually. Quite beautiful. This is what it looked like there at Argyle Lake in Babylon. And then, yeah, the sky was really interesting toward sunset. Just really, you could see these billowing clouds that we had. Look at another billowing cloud right here. You can see actually a little virga coming down from it. This was looking toward the ocean. So there were definitely some showers out there. And then tonight, though, the clouds kind of dissipated. We just had mostly clear skies, some scattered clouds. You could see the clarity in the air, really nice clarity in the air tonight. So I noticed a big difference today. It's too bad we had all the clouds around, and we're going to have more clouds coming in tomorrow, because looking at the satellite, you'll see we have a nice, but we have this cirrus that's going to be coming in and kind of junking things up for tomorrow, unfortunately. So otherwise, we would have had, if this was daytime, we would have had a nice blue sky, I'm sure. Nice deep blue sky, which we haven't had. Despite all the cold weather, we haven't really had any nice deep blue skies. It's been that milkiness to the sky, again, because of the moisture trapped underneath the inversion. Let's go look at our weather and hazards map here, and you'll see across the country, still got those air stagnation alerts. So these freezing fog advisories for certain parts of the mountains. Looking at the east, still some cold weather alerts in Florida, northern Florida and southeast Georgia, and notice the winter weather advisories and winter storm warnings, and a wind advisory. That's right, a wind advisory finally has been issued. I think Upton had no choice because everybody else is surrounding it, and we'll talk about why that wind advisory is being issued. But wind advisory is in effect on Thursday from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. We're going to have a tight pressure gradient behind that front. So let's look at islip right now, 34. Dew point 16, west-northwest wind at 14, gusting to 20. And we'll see if they actually reported any light snow at all, which I'm kind of curious about. Doesn't look like they did. Yep, right around 6:45 there was some light snow being reported. We did make it up into the low 40s today, still well below normal. But notice the dew points went from the mid-20s and they dropped into the teens. That drier air, seems like there's just a little more clarity to the air, I noticed today. I don't know if you noticed it, but I certainly did. So 34 at islip, so mid-30s generally. However, winds are lighter, and guess what? Miller Air Park is down to 21. So if the winds go light tonight, I don't think that cirrus is going to roll in quick enough. I think we're going to have some pretty cold temperatures, dew points of 19. So teens in the Pine Barrens, definitely a possibility tonight. I don't think it happened last night. We'll check West Hampton here and see. And they might have reported some light snow as well. Yes, they did. Right around 4:55. Right around 4:55 they did. Yeah, they had some light snow flurries too as well. And let's see what they got down to this morning. It actually did get down to 9. Let's see. Yep, it got into the. Yep. Got down to 18 degrees at West Ham. Not quite as cold, but still, that's teens. That's teens. And let's take a look at the morning of December 2nd, and you can see it dropped. It had dropped into the teens like after midnight, and it stayed there for quite a time. So Gets quite cold in those dwarf pine barrens, that's for sure, which is where West Hampton is located. And it's a similar environment, very desert-like at Miller Air Park too. So you see that um, radiational cooling as well. So we'll actually start with the lows. Let's go there and look at the lows this morning. And West Hampton got down to 19. Everybody else got down to the mid-20s. 23 at Islip, so it did get pretty chilly. 27 in Central Nassau County. I don't think my alley got down that cold. Probably more in line with Central Park's 33. And in Toms River, in the Pine Barrens there, it got down to 19. Actually, 17. A little bit colder around Bass River State Forest there. That's pretty chilly. Again, the Pine Barrens are amazing with that. Highs, it's amazing. Went from 40. So West Hampton tends to be warmer than some of the other sites, but colder at night. It's really like what it is when you're in a desert-like environment. 43 there, but generally a high of 41 at Islip. So low 40s across the area today. 41 at Central Park. Let's see if we can get New Jersey's to display on here. 43 in Toms River, so a little bit warmer there. Again, so is West. It's interesting how them in West Hampton are kind of like almost matching, which is kind of interesting for sure. You can see it's got a little bit on the breezy side out there. It's going to get a lot more of that as we head toward Thursday. So you see high pressure in place. Here's what's going to be that clipper that's going to come through and usher in the colder air. That's right. It's going to get even colder. We're going to get another shot of Arctic air as we get toward the end of this week. So let's go look at the climate statistics for today at Islip. High of 41 and a low of 23. The high was 7 degrees below normal. The low was 10 degrees below normal, putting us 8 degrees below normal for the day. And so, yeah, pretty chilly. Central Park, high of 42, low of 33. Not quite as much of an anomaly there. 5 degrees below normal for the day. So here's the problem we're running into. If I change this to the monthly weather summary and we go to Islip, yeah, it's only showing the one from November again. So, yeah, it's only showing the October one. So, October. Come on, Upton. I mean, really? I don't know what's with them. Meanwhile, they post about the snow showers and the flurries. They talk about, they get all excited for that, but meanwhile, they can't compile the climate report. I don't understand what's with them. I really don't. So we're going to have to go to the preliminary monthly data because I'm tired of waiting. And this will kind of tell us some information here as far as the average. It doesn't go over the average high and the average low so much, although I'd like to go over that. But it doesn't seem to have... Actually, no, this is December, so I got to move this back. So actually, for the month of December, we're running below normal, probably. Let's see. Yeah, 10 degrees below normal for the month of December. But let's take this back. I got to click to access archive data, and we got to go back to the one for November. Upton really making our job hard today, because they don't want to do theirs, apparently. So, Islip, average monthly temperature of 49.3, which is 3.7 degrees above normal. So no surprise, November was warmer than normal. Precipitation close to normal, being 3.34 for the month. Unfortunately, this isn't going to display the average high and the average low. It just goes to show you the departure from normal, but 3.7 degrees above normal at Islip. And let's see if they did Central Park. Probably didn't do Central Park either. Let's see if they did Central Park. Probably not. They probably didn't do that either. Nope. No, they didn't. Are you kidding me? It is the 3rd of the month, guys. Come on. Ridiculous. So I got to go to preliminary monthly data. I'm tired of waiting. I really am. This is ridiculous. What is going on with the Upton office? I really would love to know what's going on with the Upton office. Why they haven't issued their climate report yet. I don't know what it is. Central Park was 3.4 degrees above normal. So an above normal month for November. Obviously, no surprise. When they do it, I'll check it in a couple of days, and maybe we'll go over it another night this week if they ever get around to it. Who knows? Remember when they didn't put the R in? Remember that? So whatever it is, I don't know what it is with that office. It used to be a very good office. I don't know what's going on with them. I really don't. I hate to call them out, but they really need to be doing a better job with things. At least we have the wind advisory. I think they were pressured because of all the surrounding offices kind of forced that issue. I finally have the wind advisory up. So let's go and look at why we're going to have that wind advisory. Let's look at the GFS here, 18Z GFS, and you'll see that high pressure. Here comes that clipper. See those isobars getting tighter and tighter. That clipper comes by, brings us some mixed precipitation tomorrow night into Thursday morning, and then look at those tight isobars over the northeast. That's why we have the wind advisory. And guess where that air is coming from, folks? It's coming right from, we'll change the color here. This is Arctic air coming right down from eastern Canada. So this is going to be a cold air mass, a cold shot of air that's going to be coming down. It's going to be colder than this cold shot of air. This is going to be Arctic air. And not only that, but we're going to have some strong winds. So there's going to be some pretty chilly wind chills. The wind chills are going to make it feel like it's even colder than that, colder than the current temperatures. So you'll see here that that you have that pressure gradient that we're going to have that high, and then still have the pressure gradient on Friday, not quite as substantial, and then it kind of backs off as we get toward the weekend. And then as we get into next week, just to give you a sneak peek, we'll have milder conditions and some rain chances again. So let's go and look at least we're not going to deal with any drought-like conditions. So though we're still below normal on precipitation, obviously. Speaking of that, let's check the drought monitor. Thing that I haven't looked at. Let's see what we've got in our area. Let's see if they've changed anything for us. And we're still in the severe drought and still in an extreme drought in the New Jersey Pine Barrens. So even though we've gotten enough rain to reduce the fire danger, we're still very much below normal with rainfall. So let's go to the HRRR model. 0Z HRRR will take you through tomorrow. So you'll see as we go into tomorrow, increasing clouds, no precipitation. There will be a little bit of a maybe a milder breeze from the southwest. And then we start seeing our first slight chances of precipitation toward the evening. HRRR seems to have light precipitation breaking out over our area, and it could be mixed. It probably will be rain, but it could be mixed. Be very light precipitation through the evening and into the first part of Thursday. And then behind it, you can see how tight those isobars are. That means there's going to be a lot of wind behind it. Those are some pretty tight. It's a pretty deep low, pretty strong Alberta clipper, and then you have a strong high pressure system. So the pressure gradient between the two creates a lot of wind, and that's what we're going to see. So let's get our dew points and wind flow as we head into tomorrow, and you'll see we start off with a northwest wind, and then that backs off to the southwest by the afternoon. The dew points stay fairly low, but there is a little bit of moisture that comes in off the ocean, and the winds actually pick up a little more from the southwest later on in the evening. That could bring some light precipitation toward the evening. And then here comes the Arctic air coming in. Here's Thursday, and you can see right around the morning there could actually be be very interesting to see if there's going to be a snow squall accompanying this. And then, boom, the really cold air comes in, and it seems like the core of it actually dives a little more to our west. You can see where the dew points are really low. Let me take this out a little bit so we can do eastern U.S. just to give you an idea. Yeah, this shows it perfectly. So here you go. That actually should be the thumbnail, but we'll see if YouTube makes it the thumbnail or not. I'll make it the thumbnail, and I'll hit this button. But you'll see here the Arctic air is going to come on in, and look at that diving down there like that. It's diving. It's diving more into the middle of the country, not quite a direct shot at us. So we still got that westerly flow. When you look at the thing, it makes it look like it's coming down right over the east, but it's actually coming down over the Midwest. So you could see the really cold temperatures that this Arctic outbreak is going to have. These are the dew points, but still, you can see how deep that dives down. If we look at the temperatures, you'll also see that. So you see the cold air that's going to dive down there. And we're talking temperatures only in the 20s in a lot of areas in the Great Lakes for sure. So let's just get back to our area. And we'll talk more about this Arctic air outbreak tomorrow night. But you'll see here tonight, again, it's going to be radiational cooling. Pine Barrens could get down to teens, 20s everywhere else. Then tomorrow, probably similar temperatures today, probably maybe low 40s. though there will be increasing cloud cover, so that will moderate that. And then tomorrow night, the temperatures probably stay right around the upper 30s to low 40s. Won't be as cold tomorrow night. Then Thursday, boom, here comes that Arctic front, and yeah, we may start off in the upper 30s, but by the afternoon, we are going to be in the low to mid 30s for sure, and it's going to really feel a lot colder with that wind chill. It'll probably feel like the teens and maybe even single digits with that wind chill. So it's going to be quite. It's going to be quite a more significant cold blast than we had the last time. But again, I don't see any. At least it's not showing any snow squalls on here. But there always could be the potential for a snow squall. I'm kind of curious. Let's see if the NAM shows any. If the 0Z NAM out, I'm kind of curious if this shows it. So here's the NAM. No, it doesn't. It just shows an area of light rain breaking down out over Long Island. It almost has it a little bit heavier. It won't really amount to much, but yeah, it does seem to have it. It picks up some moisture off the ocean, but the further west you are, the more likely you're not going to see that. But it's not really. It's only a couple of snow showers. We'll have to see. The models don't do a good job with this. Sometimes they just don't when they show the Arctic fronts coming through. But you can again see how tight those isobars are, which means there's going to be a lot of wind with this. And if we go to the NAM 12, we'll actually can show you the winds here on this. Though again, this is extremely misleading. But you can see it's got some green over us. These are not wind gusts, but still, that's up there. It's going to be very windy on Thursday. Very windy. So that's why we have the wind advisory in effect for Thursday. I'm going to go to the GFS next, and I want to actually go and look at, just to illustrate this Arctic air outbreak again, we're going to pull this out to the eastern U.S. to show it to you here on the GFS. So you can see, look at it coming across the whole east. It looks like we get more into that core of that air mass maybe as we get toward Friday and Thursday as it makes its way closer to us for sure. So Friday is going to be even colder than Thursday. All right. If we go in here and look at the temperatures. Oh, what are you doing? All right. I don't know why it's doing that. You'll see. Yeah, we drop into the Friday. We're going to have trouble making it up to the mid 30s. So it's going to be a day where it'll struggle to get above freezing probably. And Saturday, similar deal. All right. And then as we get towards Sunday, it starts to moderate. As far as skies go, we can look at that next, I guess. Obviously, tomorrow we're going to have increasing clouds. You'll see the clouds, the high and mid-level clouds increase and thicken. Thursday, we'll probably have more clouds in the morning, maybe some breaks of sun by the afternoon. Friday, hopefully we can get a decent sunshine, blue sky, hopefully. Though we're going to have to watch for ocean effect. Again, with that, Long Island, you may have more clouds, less in Jersey maybe. Here's Friday and Saturday, showing a little area of clouds coming over. Of course, this could be all exaggerated. This is the GFS after all. So precipitation, total accumulated precipitation. You see that the way it is, the further east you are, the more likely you'll see some of that moisture pulled up from the ocean. So you'll see here that out east you could see maybe a half an inch of rain, but further west it's probably going to be a quarter of an inch or even less than that in Jersey. That's what the we'll show you what the NAM is showing as well. I'll show you the NAM 3. So you can see a similar trend there. HRRR. Have to put this all the way out. Similar trend. So don't expect much precipitation from this if you're in Nassau County or Western Suffolk or the city or New Jersey. Be very much on the light side. Snowfall. There could be some snowfall upstate with the Clipper, but none for our area. And, of course, we'll have to watch out for the lake effect raring up once that Clipper comes through and the Arctic air comes back, and we'll look at that more tomorrow night. Let's go to the RGEM and look at the sky. Oh, wow, the RGEM's actually giving us a trace. I'm not buying that, but let's go to the RGEM here. So here's the RGEM for tomorrow, and you can see starting off clear in the morning, but the high clouds kind of probably make their way in pretty quickly after 10 o'clock or so. And then thicken up to the mid-level clouds. Becomes overcast. Thursday we start with clouds. Then they start seeing a little sun by the afternoon. Friday would be the day that we would hopefully see some mostly sunny skies. I hope. I really hope. Because I'm tired of having to deal with all these clouds all the time. That's as far as we got on this model here. So let's go and look at the wind next. So we'll go to Ventu Sky and look at the wind as we hit. I'll move this over to wind gusts. So we take a look and move this over to Thursday. And yeah, this looks, this is 9 o'clock in the morning. You can see the wind's already gusting over 40 over Jersey. And then as we make it toward 2 o'clock in the afternoon, we start seeing some of those higher wind gusts. Though it's interesting, we've had similar situations like this, and there wasn't a wind advisory issue when there should have been. So at least I'm glad that they are issuing it. Maybe they heard us, but, you know, maybe. But you can see the winds here, and yeah, it's gonna be pretty windy. 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts here, 5 o'clock. Westerly wind again, 44, 43. So yeah, it gets actually windier as the evening goes on, as we get into Thursday night. And then finally, maybe it's showing the winds die down a little. This might be using a different model. I don't know. At least has the winds dying down a little more, though there ain't going to be any radiation or cooling, that's for sure. We make it into Friday, the winds should be a little calmer and a little more from the northwest. So that is what we're looking at right now for winds. So that's going to wrap things up tonight. Have a good night. And again, tomorrow we'll see the sun in the morning, increasing clouds. And then by evening, we could be dealing with a little bit of light mixed precipitation, most likely on Long Island, probably light rain, mainly toward the eastern part of Long Island. It's just going to break out over there as the moisture from the ocean kind of, because the ocean temperatures are still probably above normal. Let's just go look at this for one more thing, the Earth Null School, and to take a look at our sea surface temperature and ocean sea surface temperature. First, we'll just look at sea surface temperature. It says 55 degrees. That's definitely above normal. Sea surface temperature anomaly, yeah, it's above normal by about 3 degrees Fahrenheit. So, yeah, we have warmth in the ocean, and that's going to help feed a little more of the light rain for eastern Long Island. But that is going to wrap this up. So, good night. Thanks for watching.